welcome to Mukesh Manoharan Studio. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon before we proceed. Imagine, for a moment, standing in the vast, brightly lit aisles of your local grocery store. You hold a packet of chips in one hand, perhaps a sleeve of biscuits in the other. And as you look down at the bright packaging, a quiet, unsettling question creeps into your mind. Are these processed foods really as dangerous as people claim? We are constantly surrounded by an atmosphere of fear when it comes to what we eat. It can feel deeply overwhelming, as though every nutrition label is hiding some terrible secret. But today, we are going to clear the fog, walking together through this story to uncover the undeniable truth about our food. Our journey today unfolds along a clear path. First, we will explore the processed food panic that grips so many of us. Then, we will break down the 4 levels of processing to truly understand what happens to our meals. From there, we will navigate the shadows of the ultra-processed trap, before debunking common food myths that cloud our judgment. And finally, we will discover how to make smarter, empowering daily choices for ourselves and our families. So let us step into the very heart of the fear that surrounds us today, the processed food panic.
The word processed echoes through our culture like a warning siren. We've been conditioned by sensational headlines to view it as the ultimate dietary villain. And this brings us to one massive, looming question that we must confront. Is all processed food bad? When you look online, you are immediately pulled between 2 absolute extremes. One side is screaming at you to never ever let a processed crumb pass your lips. The other side casually shrugs and tells you that literally everything is processed, so it doesn't matter anyway. It leaves us standing in the middle, entirely paralyzed, unsure how to simply feed ourselves.
To find peace, we must return to the simple truth of what food processing actually means. At its core, food processing is just changing a food from its original, natural state. Think about what you do in your own kitchen. When you wash the soil off fresh vegetables in the sink, that is a process. When you boil a warm pot of rice or freeze fresh peas from your garden to preserve their vibrant green color, that is processing. Even pasteurizing milk so it's safe for your children to drink, or roasting coffee beans for your quiet morning cup, almost everything we consume undergoes a journey, a process before it reaches us. The real mystery we need to solve isn't whether a food is processed, but rather, how much has it been changed?
To truly demystify the aisles of the grocery store, we turn to the 4 levels of processing.
By looking at our food through these 4 clear lenses, we can strip away the anxiety and replace it with calm, empowering logic. We begin at the foundation, level 1. These are our unprocessed or minimally processed foods. Imagine the vibrant colors of fresh fruits and crisp vegetables, the simple perfection of farm eggs, fresh fish, cold milk, and plain earthy rice. These beautiful foods might be gently cleaned, they might be frozen to lock in the harvest, or tucked into packaging to survive the journey to your home. But the soul of the food, its natural, vital nutrition, remains entirely intact. It is still the food that nature grew.
As we build our meals, we reach for level 2, the processed culinary ingredients. Think of these as the essential elements, the quiet companions we use to bring our level 1 foods to life. We're looking at the rich cooking oils, the creamy butter, the dash of sugar, and the pinch of salt. You aren't sitting down to consume a bowl of these by themselves. Instead, they are the timeless tools used in kitchens across the world to draw out flavor and create warmth.
Then, our journey brings us to level 3. These are simply known as processed foods. This is where a few select ingredients have been added to enhance the taste or give the food a longer, safer shelf life. Picture a thick, creamy yogurt, a block of aged cheese, a pantry stocked with canned beans, a warm loaf of whole grain bread, or even the tangy homemade pickles sitting on your grandmother's shelf. And this is a beautiful truth I want you to hold on to. These level 3 foods can absolutely, without a doubt, be part of a vibrant and deeply healthy life. The processing here is simply helping the food endure.
But the story grows darker as we reach level 4, the ultra-processed foods. We are no longer in a kitchen. We are looking at industrial products. These foods are born from highly refined ingredients, heavy additives, artificial colors, and complex preservatives. We are talking about the brightly colored soft drinks, the sugary candies, the instant noodles, the sweet breakfast cereals, and those frozen ready meals. This 4th category is where the true shadow falls over our modern diet, and this is exactly what health experts are warning us about when they sound the alarm.
And this brings us right to the edge of the ultra-processed trap. As we step deeper into this reality, if you are feeling a connection to this journey and finding clarity in these truths, please take a brief moment to gently tap the like button and share this story with someone you care about. It truly helps our channel grow and spread this vital knowledge. When we shine a light on these ultra-processed foods, a deeply concerning picture emerges for the human body. First, they are overwhelmingly saturated with high added sugar, a hidden force that silently drives weight gain, accelerates type 2 diabetes, and decays our teeth. Second, they carry startling levels of salt and sodium, slowly increasing blood pressure and quietly elevating the risk of heart disease. Third, they are built upon a foundation of unhealthy heavy fats. And fourth, they are tragically stripped of fiber. It is a stunning fact that the average adult today consumes less than half of their recommended daily fiber, largely because these industrial foods have replaced the natural ones. Fiber is the unsung hero of your body. It protects your digestive system, makes you feel comfortably full, and nourishes the vital living bacteria in your gut. Strip the fiber away, and your body loses its most ancient defense.
Knowing the harm they cause, we are left with a haunting question: why can't we stop eating them? Have you ever opened a crisp, rustling packet of chips, intending to eat just a small handful, only to look down moments later and realize the entire bag is empty? We have all experienced that sudden loss of control. But I want you to hear this clearly. This is not a personal failure. It is not simply a lack of your willpower.
The truth is far more calculated. The answer doesn't lie in your mind, it lies in a laboratory. These foods are meticulously, scientifically engineered combinations of salt, sugar, fat, and texture. Food scientists have spent decades designing them to be hyper-appealing. They have the perfect, satisfying crunch, they melt on the tongue just right, and they are effortlessly convenient. They are literally built to bypass our natural fullness cues and hijack the reward centers of the human brain, tricking us into consuming far more than our bodies could ever want or need. It is a masterfully manufactured trap.
But amidst this heavy reality, there is a profound comfort I want to offer you. Your health, your beautiful, resilient body is shaped by your overall eating pattern. It is not defined by one single slice of pizza on a Friday night or one chocolate biscuit enjoyed with a cup of tea. Eating an ultra-processed treat every now and then is not going to suddenly break your health. True well-being is a quiet, continuous journey. It is built on the consistent, loving choices you make day after day, week after week, year after year. It is what you do most of the time that truly writes the story of your health.
With that comfort in mind, let us clear away the remaining illusions as we focus on debunking common food myths.
So much of the anxiety we feel at the grocery store is born from simple, persistent myths. Myth number 1 is the loudest, the belief that absolutely all processed foods are unhealthy. As we have seen on our journey today, this is simply false. Think of the frozen vegetables, captured at the peak of their harvest to lock in vital nutrients. Think of the plain, probiotic-rich yogurt, or the humble canned beans waiting patiently in the pantry without added salt. These are processed, yes, but they are incredibly convenient and overflowing with deep, nourishing life.
Then we encounter myth number 2. The deeply ingrained idea that natural always means healthy. Nature is beautiful, but it can also be harsh. Completely natural foods can harbor serious dangers if they are spoiled, unwashed, or contaminated. Processing methods like pasteurizing milk and freezing meats aren't destroying the food. They are protecting us. These gentle processes have historically saved countless millions of lives by stopping foodborne illness in its tracks.
And finally, we arrive at myth number 3. The discouraging belief that healthy food is a luxury, that it is always expensive. When we look closely at the Earth's bounty, the truth is quite the opposite. The foundational staples of human civilization, the warm bowls of rice, the hearty lentils, the simple eggs, the sweet bananas, the comforting oats, the seasonal vegetables, and the crunchy peanuts, these are some of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, and they remain incredibly affordable. You do not need to empty your wallet on trendy, heavily marketed superfoods to build a healthy, minimally processed life.
Armed with this newfound clarity, we step into the final chapter of our journey, making smarter daily choices. And before we explore these empowering final steps, I want to gently remind you to subscribe to Mukesh Manoharan Studio so we can continue bringing these illuminating stories straight to you.
Integrating this truth into a busy modern life doesn't have to be a struggle. It comes down to 4 quiet, powerful habits you can embrace today. First, become a reader of ingredient lists. If you turn a package over and find a long, confusing paragraph of unpronounceable chemicals, it is heavily processed. Second, glance at the nutrition labels. Let your eyes seek out the foods that offer more fiber, and intentionally leave behind those heavy and added sugars and sodium. Third, naturally gravitate toward foods that look like they just came from nature. Fill your plate with the colors of whole grains, legumes, fruits, and vegetables. And fourth, return to the hearth. Cook at home a little more often. When you are the one holding the spoon, you have absolute control over every single ingredient that nourishes your body.
Yet, in all of this, there is one guiding principle that stands above the rest: balance and moderation. They are infinitely more sustainable than rigid, joyless rules. We are not machines, and we should never demand absolute perfection from ourselves. Laughing with your family over a juicy burger or sharing a cold, sweet ice cream on a hot afternoon is a beautiful, normal part of the human experience. And for the parents walking this path, remember that your children are always watching. You don't need to force them. Simply making healthy, minimally processed foods consistently available in your home is the most profound way to help them naturally adopt a lifetime of wellness.
As you walk down those grocery aisles tomorrow, I want you to carry 3 simple, silent questions with you before you place a brightly colored package into your cart. Ask yourself, does this food genuinely nourish my body? Ask yourself, am I going to eat this regularly, or is it just an occasional treat to be enjoyed and moved past? And finally, ask, is there a simpler, closer to nature alternative I could choose today? These 3 questions are the ultimate stress-free shield against the ultra-processed trap. Our journey ends with this one, resonant truth to carry in your heart. Your body is built from what you consistently eat. The small, seemingly invisible decisions you repeat every single day are the bricks that build your lasting health. Every wholesome meal is a direct investment in your future energy, your inner strength, and your vibrant well-being. The kindness you show your body today will shape the freedom and life you get to experience tomorrow. So I leave you with this thought. What is one ultra-processed food that you feel ready to swap for a whole natural food starting right now? Share it with us in the comments below. If this story has brought you peace and clarity, please gently hit that like button and ensure you are subscribed so you never miss a moment of our health and growth content. Thank you so much for staying through this journey today at Mukesh Manoharan Studio. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.